people came out of Egypt, miracles, split sea, right? Locusts and frogs, right? We all know the story. They come through the Red Sea. They're about to enter the land of Israel. I skipped about 40 years. They're about to enter the land of Israel. And God takes them on this mountain. And God says, okay, guys, I'm about to tell you something really significant. Are you ready? They're like, yeah, we're ready. And God says, okay, I'm giving you something really, really significant right now. I'm giving you Torah. And you know what Torah is going to do for you? Torah is life. So here's your choice, guys. You can pick life or you can pick death. Personally, says God, I recommend that you choose life. But it's a choice. I'm giving you the option. And then God withdraws. Leave some space to make mistakes. Do you know how many mistakes the Jewish people made throughout their foray in the 5 books of Moses? Endless, infinite numbers of mistakes. And these were people who saw open miracles in front of their eyes. You would think, if you saw the splitting of the Red Sea and the locusts, I mean, we're not talking about a reenactment at a Seder table, right? It was the real thing. You would think you wouldn't make any mistakes. Guess what? They did. They made plenty of mistakes. And God gave them the space to make those mistakes. He says, I'm giving you this, and I'm giving you that. Frankly, I recommend that, but it's your choice. And he meant it. He really meant it. Take a step back. So that's lesson number 2, is leaving the space to make mistakes. So here's a real life example that happens in my house. My daughter likes to go swimming at the JCC, okay? She likes to go, they go late, my daughters like to go work out, and my other daughter likes to go swimming. So the time frame we're talking about is 8:30 to 10 p.m., okay? For a 10-year-old, this is late. When she goes to the JCC late, she's very tired the next day. When she's tired the next day, it's hard for her to get out of bed. When it's hard for her to get out of bed, she's crabby. When she's crabby, the rest of the family is crabby. Anybody have this situation in their homes? All right. So what did I decide to do? Sometimes I say no if she's had a bunch of late nights in a row. But in general, it's her choice. And she's like, but I won't have time to finish my homework, but I won't have time to this, but I'm going to do this. It's your choice. You can go to the JCC, or you can stay home and do your homework. You do know that if you go, you'll be tired the next day. But it's your choice. Nothing teaches a child better and more than learning from their own mistakes. Let the fatigue teach the lesson instead of you trying to be 10 years old, trying to live a 10-year-old life for them. We're going to get to this more in the future, later on in the talk. Another great example of this is homework. Kids don't want to do their homework. Chances are there are consequences in school for doing their homework, right? God set forth consequences. He says, if you do this, you will die. God said the same thing before they went into Israel. I recommend that you choose life. But you have a right to do what you want and earn your own consequences. If my child decides not to do their homework, there will be consequences in school the next day. That's great. I've had teachers call me up and say, your child didn't do your homework. And I'll be like, okay, what's your penalty? Like, I'm crazy. They're waiting for me to give an excuse. Oh, I'm so sorry. My child was so tired. She left her papers at school. We couldn't find any friends to send us the information. No, I'm not doing any of that. I'm like, well, what's your penalty? I'll be like, well, typically the children go to their homework, they get this first offense, second offense, and it's a whole legal system going on. So I'm like, great, go for it. They're like, really? I'm like, yeah, that's how my kid is going to learn to do their homework, when they get those consequences. If we talk the school out of the consequences, again, that's not what God did. Okay, so the first lesson is how to present the choices. So to review, you present what's off limits, and at the same time you present what's on limits. You establish clearly what the consequences are. We're going to talk about enforcing consequences in a minute. You establish clearly what the consequences are, and then you withdraw, and you legitimately leave space for your child to truly make a choice, even a bad one, even a mistake. Okay? So now, if you look on your paper, in what area do you want to take this lesson home? How can you frame choices wisely for your kids? So think in your parenting, what are some choices that you're